It gives me very great pleasure to introduce now the person who will formally launch the book. This man is known as the chairman of the boards, and the reason he was nicknamed chairman of the boards is because of his success on indoor tracks. He won 52 of his 70 races at 1500 metres and 1 mile from 1974 to 1987. He set the world record for the indoor mile with the time of 352.6 in San Diego in 1979. He lowered this to 350.6 in 1981 and then bettered it to 349.78 in 1983 at New Jersey's Meadowlands Indoor Arena. Eamonn Coughlan set the record for the indoor 2,000 metre run at 454.07 in 1987. A record which was held until 1998. Eamonn won the world-famous Wanamaker Mile at the Millrose Garden in New York City's Madison Square Garden, a record 7 times in 1977, 79, 80, 81, 83, 85 and 87, his last win being at the age of 34. Eamonn won the 5,000 metres at the 1983 World Championships and remains Ireland's only ever male World Championship gold medalist. In 1994, on the Harvard University indoor track, Eamonn became the first and only man ever over the age 40 to run a sub 4-minute mile. He was 41 at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eamonn Coughlan. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm honoured and delighted to have been asked to come here to formally launch Give Me Irish Heroes. When I read the book, I felt it should be Give Me Real Irish Heroes. Because when we think of heroes, the heroes we normally hear about are those who are written about in the newspapers, those who are talked about on the television and get international acclaim. And having gone through this book over the weekend, I said these are real Irish heroes, the unsung heroes, 15 of them. I had no idea who Ian McKeever was. Who are you? However, I found out after I spoke to him on Saturday when he told me he was going to drop the book up to my house. And the enthusiasm and the energy that he had as we spoke on the telephone said it all. And as Aidy Roach, who's featured as one of the heroes, said to me, when Ian was born, they broke the mould. Because Ian is an adventurer, he's an explorer. When he achieves something, he doesn't look back. He goes about trying to identify what's the next target in his life. Now, we're here in the Gravity Bar. It's kind of ironic. The Gravity Bar. Gravity holds you down, holds you back. But when it comes to heroes, they're the kind of people who lead. They're the kind of people who want to do things. And when I think of Barack Obama and his famous quote, "Yes, we can." Well, Irish heroes say, "Yes, I will." And that is what this book is all about. And I congratulate Ian. For his wonderful achievement in putting this book together as the author, as the publisher, as the promoter. Fair play to him, because I know how difficult it is to get a book out there on the market. Having put one out last year, it's not too easy. So when we think of Irish heroes, we're not thinking about John and Edward. We're not thinking about Padraig Harrington or Sonia O'Sullivan or Eamonn Coughlan or those who have been in the limelight. We're talking about real people who make a real difference. And when I was thinking about, having read a number of the stories, I read about Dave Campbell. Dave Campbell, who is a great Irish 800 and 1500 metre champion. And I was very proud to read that one of the great things that he achieved in his career was when he broke something that Eamonn Coughlan had achieved in 1981 when he became the first person since then to win the Irish 800 and 1500 metre title back to back on the one day. And then I read about Orla Barry, and Orla, who overcame her cancer went on to get 550 points in her leaving certificate and went on to pursue her studies in UCD in physical therapy, and I believe was about to head off to New Zealand to pursue that career in that whole sports area. And then I read about my friend Gary Keegan, who introduced me to Ian. And when I knew about Gary in terms of what he had achieved in the boxing community. I knew the difficulties Gary went through trying to convince the boxing authorities about the way he believed in leading the boxers to the Beijing Olympic Games. And when they were about to pull the rug from under him, he continued to say, no, I want to do this. This is the way we will go forward. We know what the end result was. The Irish boxers won the medals at the Olympic Games. Little did I know about Gary Keegan's background when he grew up in inner city Dublin, and at 22 years of age he went back to do his intermediate certificate. Gary was a believer, Gary is a doer, and this is a great story about my friend Gary Keegan. And then I read about Richard Morgan, who at his elderly age went in pursuit of world records in the indoor rowing. And I was actually delighted to see a little bit of a coincidence about how he pursued it in the indoor arena in the Gordon, what's it called? I can't remember off the top of my head. But it talked about the indoor arena in Harvard University in Boston. The very same arena where I, as an old 41-year-old, tried to break a sub-4 minute mile and fortunately did achieve that. These are the real Irish heroes. And when I look back at my Irish heroes, or my heroes, it wasn't Muhammad Ali, it wasn't Peter Snell, it was people that I grew up with through my work with Our Lady's Children's Hospital in Crumlin. The people I saw shaking buckets around Crow Park and Lansdowne Road. The people who ran and cycled and raised hundreds of thousands of euro for people who were less fortunate than them. And about 3 weeks ago, I was asked would I give a eulogy at a funeral mass here in Dublin. And the funeral was for a lady by the name of Mamie O'Connell, who was 86 years of age. And Mamie took up voluntary fundraising for Our Ladies at the age of 70. She joined my team in the New York City Marathon, and for 15 years she came to New York year after year after year after year. It's people like Mamie who are the real heroes of our society. People who want to give back to those who are less fortunate than us, who happen to be healthy or happen to be doing well. They're the true heroes. And this is what Ian's book is all about, the real heroes of our Irish society. So I have no more to say other than to formally launch this book, and I've no more to say other than the fact that Ian's next project, I believe, now that he has conquered Everest, is to become the second person on this planet to run a sub-4 minute mile. Ian, I want to tell you one thing. Before I ran a sub-4 minute mile at 41 years of age, I had done it 78 times before that. Before I ran a sub-4 minute mile at 41 years of age, I ran about 250,000 miles just to run one of them fast. So I wish you the very best of luck in your next pursuit. And Ian, I will stand on the finish line, be it Santry or be it Belfield or whatever track you wish to pursue it. I will hold my stopwatch and I will go 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 459, because by Jesus, Mary and Joseph, you will find that harder than climbing Everest. Congratulations to me. The book is now formally launched, and thank you very much for having me here. Good evening, Mahogany.